Welcome to the Daily Record Spin. I'm your host, Jimmy Clements. Joining me today is my brother, the co-host of the show, Danny Okey. Danny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a good Saturday today. Very chill. It's very moderate temperature here in Indiana. So it's a very still, quiet day. So I'm doing good. How about you?
That's great. I'm doing great. I just finished the training portion of new job. And Sarah and I are celebrating our anniversary tonight. So 2 years.
I was just looking
anniversary.
I was just looking on Facebook and saw, I think 2 years ago, today was the bachelor party. If I remember correctly.
Yes. And then this weekend 2 years ago was our actual wedding. So it's like, because it's a couple days, different.
Right.
But no, I'm super excited. And
that's very exciting.
We haven't really gotten to hang out all week because I've been working late because I'm a singer. And Sarah was in Nashville all of last weekend celebrating Sam, who was our maid of honor's 30th birthday. So
very cool.
So we've been like ships in the night. So it's going to be nice to hang out this weekend.
That's really nice. Well, we're coming to you guys the day after Valentine's Day. Did you guys do anything during Valentine's Day to celebrate?
Other than I got flowers and got her breakfast and coffee yesterday morning. Not a whole lot. We kind of planned the wedding so that it would be the same week as Valentine's Day, as like a wedding week type of deal. So
it's all kind of
one. We like Valentine's Day, but it just feels like an extra thing. Both our birthdays are in November, and then December is Christmas, and then it's just like a lot all next to each other. So
that's super fair. Yeah, we're not huge Valentine's Day people either. Like, we just don't care that much. So we got steaks from Costco and cooked them in the sous vide, and
sous vide.
Did that. It's the best. It's the best. And then he got not really as a present, just like something to do together. He got the new not new, I think it's been out for a while, Mario Party game for the Switch. So
I played that with Elliot on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So we played some Mario Party last night and then watched The Proposal, which I love that movie.
Classic. Yeah. In the old days before Ryan Reynolds was like Public Enemy number
obnoxious.
2, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So such a good movie. But it was fun. It was a good night.
Great. What is Sandra Bullock doing these days?
I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since she's done anything.
She has dipped. I have not seen her in a while.
Has she done really anything since Bird Box?
No, I don't think so.
Wild.
That's it. That good call out. I think that was really the last time I saw her. So
yeah, I loved Bird Box. Oh, that was so good.
I did too. Like Loki. That scene where Tom Hollander of White Lotus fame and the Pirates of the Caribbean, like, is the witness and like opens the windows and like makes everyone see.
Oh, so good.
That scene is excellent.
It's so good.
The movie's a little silly, but that's one of the best scenes I've seen in any movie ever. Like, I absolutely love that scene.
Speaking of White Lotus, that's coming back soon, I think.
Sunday.
Tomorrow? Sunday? Yeah.
Sunday night.
So tomorrow.
The HBO slate coming up, incredible. We got White Lotus season 3, immediately followed by Last of Us season 2. It's going to be unreal. Nice. Also, we'll get to this later, but Sarah and I started Severance season 2, and that show is an absolute banger. We're still behind a little bit. And we're also behind on Traders, so please no spoilers there. But yeah, I know. We will.
I'm devastated.
We will text about it this coming week because again, I haven't seen Sarah, so we're behind.
Okay.
I haven't seen the last 2.
Oh God! All right.
I know. Real behind.
God damn it.
Okay, just.
I was so ready to talk about it.
I'm so sorry.
You got to get on it.
I know. We are ready to talk about, however, you see, you like that transition? Our favorite artists. So we're going to reintroduce ourselves to our audience through the lens of our favorite artists right now. That's the focus of this episode. But we're going to hit a couple things first. Let's start with Super Bowl recap. So Super Bowl happened on Sunday. It was a dud of a game. The Eagles steamrolled the Chiefs, absolutely wiped them off the face of the planet. And Kendrick Lamar also performed at halftime.
He did.
And a very curated performance, very different than what you usually see at the Super Bowl halftime show, which is usually kind of an artist's greatest hits. Kendrick did a whole different thing. It was like a mini show. I know it worked for some people, didn't work for other people. What were your thoughts immediately on the Kendrick Super Bowl performance?
I wasn't terribly excited for it, I think. I've talked on here before how Kendrick just historically isn't my favorite. I think he's incredibly talented and I respect him an immense amount, but obviously it's just not my favorite cup of tea, I guess. But I was pretty blown away by the art of it.
Yes.
Like you were saying, you know, most of the time it's just like how many hits can we shove into one 15-minute slot, right? But for him, like, he hardly played his hits at all.
I know. Nothing only for the first two albums, I don't think.
No, the only huge hit he played was Not Like Us. I guess he played Humble, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the stuff from Damn, DNA, and Humble, those were really big.
That's pretty big. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, I was surprised to see how niche it was, but it was very intentional. You know what I mean? Like it was all very intentionally crafted to send a specific message. So for that reason, I respected it a lot, and I thought the choreography was awesome.
The choreography was insane. So cool.
Yeah. That was the highlight for me. Was the choreo.
A lot of really memorable moments. I love I don't know what this move is, but when the moment when he's in the plus sign, because the whole stage was set up as a game controller, and he's like on the field, and there were all those guys in like the like giant coats that were just kind of like bobbing like this, and like the camera would like swap to the next little section and then swap back.
Oh yes,
that section was cool. I love the American flag image with the split in the middle.
Yep,
there's a lot of really cool stuff. In fact, like the way I feel about this performance today is very different than how I felt about it during the game. Because first of all, I was at an Eagles party rooting for the Chiefs. Not the best idea. Also, we were down 24-0 at halftime. Yeah. So I was kind of in a place when Kendrick started performing. Yeah. And then I was like I texted you right afterwards and I was like, I was whelmed. But honestly, like I've rewatched the Super Bowl performance, which I never do because there's like a lot of replay value with this one. Yeah. And every time I watched it, I see something new in it. And it is just like really an amazing work of art to me.
Yeah.
The whole message of, you know, America, don't trust it. Yeah. that Black people have known for a very long time. Right. Because we went to Catholic school, I was totally unaware of the moment when he says 40 acres and a mule. Have you looked into that at all?
I did not understand it at the time, but TikTok has done wonders for this halftime show for me because there's so many creators have been breaking it down, all the symbolism. So that's helped me a lot to really grasp it. But no, I go ahead and talk about it because I did not know about it, but I do now.
Yeah, so the federal government promised freed slaves 40 acres and a mule after they were freed during the Civil War and never followed up on that promise. And that is something he mentions right before he performed Not Like Us. And there were lots of layers to the performance that were about having a fair share of doubt in the federal government, especially as the quote unquote commander in chief was sitting there in the stadium wasting our taxpayer dollars.
Yep.
If you want our thoughts on that. I was just very impressed. And I have said, say Drake, I hate you like I'm young, like 600,000 times this week. So
that moment when he looks dead in the camera with the like best shit-eating grin I've ever seen. Just say Drake. So God, it was so fucking good.
He has taught us all how to hate properly.
Like the most successful hater of all time, probably. And 2 weekends in a row, he has a huge, enormous crowd of people screaming A minor.
Yeah, the entire Superdome.
The stadium was erupting. Like, I was like, God. I mean, Drake.
And the way he kept teasing the song, like saying they like to sue because Drake's suing him, and then it's like, is he gonna do it or not? And I was like, he's gonna do it.
Of course he's gonna do it. There's no way he couldn't do that one.
No.
I think that's arguably his biggest hit ever. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that is fair to say at this point.
Yeah. So
it won record and song of the year, and like the Dodgers were blasting in the clubhouse after they won the World Series. So yeah. I think definitely biggest hit.
Yeah. That was, but yeah, it was really funny how he kept edging us a little bit throughout the performance. I was like,
so true.
Come on. And then he finally did it. It was good. I loved Serena Williams coming out during the Crip Walk. That was great.
It was so shocking to me. I did not even know it was her when
it was hard for me to register. Yeah. My gut was like, is that Serena Williams? And then I was like, no, there's no way. And then I just discounted it. And then I looked it up later and sure enough, it was. Yeah. I loved Samuel L. Jackson as the Uncle Sam character. That was amazing.
Unbelievable. What a great choice. Job. Also, Sam, always great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved the video game symbolism, how the government's playing us. It just was it was very smart and very ballsy of him to do that. And I respect that a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of which, I learned another crazy Serena Williams fact today. Do you know that she voices the guard Ming in Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 3, the one who gives Iroh tea in prison?
Really?
That is Serena Williams.
Why?
Great question.
Why? Was she just like a big fan of the show or something?
I don't know.
Give me a part?
I don't know, but good for her. You know.
All right. Interesting. I did not know that. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love that character.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
I know. We love Avatar here.
Just like top 5 show of all time for me.
100. Are they still making the show that's like the sequel animated show with the older
as far as I know, yeah, it's in the works.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if they ever got greenlit for season 2 of the live action.
I also don't know.
I don't know if they did. Totally unrelated, but
yeah.
By the way, I forgot to say this at the top of the show, but you know what else came up in my memories today?
What?
1 year ago today, we released our very first episode.
Oh,
how fun is that?
Look at us.
I know. So happy 1 year anniversary.
This is our, I think, 25th episode too. So that's really exciting.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
So very cool. That's been fun.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Here we are.
Okay, we're gonna introduce. Any more last thoughts on the Super Bowl?
No, I just thought it was a really good one, and like you said, I've appreciated a lot more in the hindsight. So
yes.
I think it'll go down in history as a really important performance.
And congrats to the Eagles. Saquon Barkley, you are the reason that we are going to a fancy restaurant for dinner tonight because Sarah won our fantasy league with you. So
there you go.
Thanks, guys. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to introduce a new segment called Rapid Reviews, coined by very own Danny right here. And we're just going to run through some early 2025 releases and technically some late 2024 releases as well. And just kind of give our quick thoughts on that. And so what do you want to start with?
Let's start with a few that I know you have not listened to.
Great.
But I have. I'll start with the Sabrina Short and Sweet Deluxe that was just released yesterday. We're recording on the 15th. So I'll start with that. I thought it was really great. Like I'm impressed with how consistent she has been with this rollout. Like the songs are just banging. They're really banging. Like I don't know that any of the songs really tell me anything new. They seem very much in the same vein as the album. They're definitely bonus tracks, you know what I mean? But there's 2 bops on there, one called 15 Minutes, the other called Busy Woman. Busy Woman, I think, is my favorite. That are just a great addition to her catalog. And then there's a couple ballads in there, one of which sounds, I'm not kidding you, identical to Hopelessly Devoted to You from Grease. And I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's the first ballad.
That's so interesting because when I first heard Please, 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 that was Olivia Newton-John is who I thought of.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting. It is literally a carbon copy of Hopelessly Devoted to You. And I'm not the only one who saw that. I saw a TikTok from, I think we've talked about him before. Will Talks Music. Do you know him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. He did a review of it and he was like, Hopelessly Devoted to You. I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Couldn't Make It Any Harder is the name of the song.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was well done. The only thing that I'm not like gagged over is the Please, Please, Please remix with Dolly Parton. It is very cute. It's very cute. And I've seen a lot of like hate online towards it. And I don't really quite get where that's coming from because like, I don't know what we expected. Dolly's like what, in her like late 80s, early 90s? She's pretty old, isn't she? She kind of sounds like a grandma because like she probably is a grandma. and people are kind of hating on it. The mixing definitely is weird. Like, it doesn't sound like they were anywhere near in the same space when recording it, but it's cute. It's not something I'll listen to probably ever again, but like, it's a fun moment, and I know that it probably meant a lot to Sabrina, so whatever, you know.
Yeah, we're a little off. She's 79.
Okay, so I'm way off. Sorry, I aged her 10 years. I apologize, Dolly. My bad. Yeah, but overall, I thought it was a great deluxe. I added all the bonus tracks immediately. So
love.
Yeah, it's
great.
I
haven't listened yet because this week has been crazy. So
yeah,
but I will, because I love Sabrina.
It's good. It's really good. The other one I want to shout out is, if you would have told me, like 2023, maybe even early 2024, that Addison Rae would be making some of the smartest intentional pop music I've heard in a while, I would be like, you're fucking crazy. But I gotta hand it to her. This new song, High Fashion, is a banger. It is really, really good. It's okay. I don't know if I would call it a banger because it's kind of mid-tempo-y, but like, she just is not doing the very standard pop girl thing. Like, she's going in like the Charlie XCX avenue, and it is working really well for her. Like, it's very experimental, but not like to the point where it's unlistenable. The chorus kind of like it surprises you. Like, it doesn't sound like a chorus the first time around. You're like, wait, is this the chorus? And then when it gets to you the second time, you're like, oh wait, this bangs. So it's just like one of those songs that it took me like halfway through to process what I was really hearing, and then really gripped me. And that's like the kind of stuff that I'm loving right now, is the stuff that's like really kind of weird, still very not so untraditional that it's just like out of my comfort zone, but like just enough where it challenges me. And she's really doing that. All three of her singles so far I thought have been fantastic. So I'm pretty blown away. I don't know how this happened, but good for her. She's got a good team behind her.
Other than Diet Pepsi, I've missed this trend, so I need to kind of jump on it.
I would recommend it.
I know it's not an album, but we should talk about Sports Car, because I don't think we have.
Oh, I love Sports Car.
I know you love Sports Car.
I think it's fantastic. You don't love it. You can go first.
I don't. Listen, I actually really like Tate McRae, like as a person and a performer. I think she's really like fun and just seems very genuine.
Yeah.
This didn't work for me. This is very like, what was that TikTok I sent you? Reheated nachos of Nelly Furtado.
I love, first of all, the whole reheated nachos thing I think is hilarious. I love it.
It is.
Yes, but it is. You're right.
It is reheated Nelly Furtado for sure. And the whisper chorus, I just was kind of hoping for something exciting. And I don't think a whisper chorus, it's not a melody. I'm sorry. I'm hating.
The whisper chorus wasn't exciting for you?
No, I was like,
when I heard,
there's so much build, and then it's just like,
but nobody's had been brave enough to do a whisper chorus since like Y2K.
Maybe there's a reason.
For me, this is not quite reheated Nelly Furtado. It's reheated like Timbaland, which I guess he worked a lot.
Well, that is Nelly, yeah, Timbaland,
but also Britney. Like, it's very reheated nachos Britney.
Yeah.
But like in a way that's not like so derivative that it's like eye rolly to me. Like, it doesn't seem like that derivative to me.
No,
it's more of an homage.
It's not it's an homage.
For me, the whisper chorus. Even. Yeah, exactly. The whisper chorus for me, I like jumped on my feet. I was like, oh, we're back. We're bringing back Y2K pop. Like, I was ready for it. Like, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I was feeling the build, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for a banger chorus. You got to deliver it. And then she started whispering, and I was like, this is way better than what I was wanting. This is exactly what I needed, and I didn't even know I needed it. Tate McRae for me is, and we've talked about her on the pod before. Mm-hmm. She's always been an incredible performer. Her dancing is crazy. Nobody's dancing like that in pop right now, except for her. But I was always like, I just need a song. I need something, and nothing ever was. It's Okay, I'm Okay was really close for me, but that was mostly about the dance. It wasn't quite about the video. Was really cool. Yeah. The video was awesome. But Sports Car's the first one that's really done it for me. I think that's a banger. Like, it's actually made me kind of excited to check out the album.
Yeah, I will say, like, I will check out the album now, because like, even if I don't love that song, I do appreciate what it's doing. So, you know, I'll give the album a chance.
I like that she's just like I feel like she's finally sitting into a sound that fits her well.
Yes.
I feel like she was fishing for a while,
mm-hmm.
And didn't really have an identity. So the second single off the album so far, there's been 3. It's Okay, I'm Okay. I don't remember what the second one's called. And then Sports Car. The second one is a flop. Like not
bummer.
Not good.
I didn't hear it.
But It's Okay, I'm Okay, and Sports Car I'm digging. So I don't know. I like it a lot. I'm excited to kind of get some throwbacky sounds that we've been missing. So
okay. I will hit my first rapid review. Jacob Godby told us back when we recorded our top albums of the year to listen to the album Rosie by Rose. I looked this up. That is exactly how you pronounce that. Her name is Rose, but the album is called Rosie. It's very confusing. She is formerly of Blackpink fame, and this album is a banger. Every song is good, except I guess Apate, which is the worst song on the album, even though that's the single. So that was very confusing to me. I listened to this whole album and I was like, that is clearly the worst song. It's not close.
I mean, do you remember Me?
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Apate is the Me of this album.
Incredible.
100%. Like everything else is so good. It kind of, the vibe to me felt like a mix of Short and Sweet and Arina Sawayama's first album.
Oh.
Like it doesn't go quite there in terms of like metal influence or any of that stuff. It's not that weird. But there's some stuff like Bad Friend. That was kind of the thing I was hearing on that album.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed it. It's short. It's like 35 minutes again. So
nice.
Right in that sweet spot of like you can just fly through it, and a lot of fun. Like I couldn't turn it off. Like every song would end and the next one would begin. I was like, this is great. This is great. This is great.
Awesome.
Apate, this is a song, and then this is great. This is great. This is great. So
Apate really drives me up a wall.
It's not good.
I can't stand that song. It actually drives me crazy.
Yeah. So who knows? It worked for her though. I think it was a big hit. So.
It was a hit. Yeah. I mean, it worked, but I haven't checked this out. I need to. It sounds really good.
You'll love it.
I've just never been a K-pop person, so I just didn't really think I would like it, but it sounds to me like it's a little bit more traditional.
Yeah, it's not really K-pop.
Poppy, so
she's clearly just doing her own thing at this point. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely checking it out for sure.
For sure.
Speaking of Jacob Godby, shout out to him. He also sent us another album. I had already been listening to it, but unbeknownst to me, so had he, and then he sent it to us. This is an album called Louder Please from an artist named Rose Gray. I know literally zero things about Rose Gray. I don't know who this girl is. I think she's British. I think she's from the UK. But I saw someone recommend the album on Instagram and I was like, oh, well, I'll check it out. And I did, and I'm so glad I did. It is such a banger. She's doing like this. It's like a cross between like some pretty traditional pop stuff, like especially in the hooks. Like, you know me. I heard a great, sorry, my brain is all over the place. Did you watch the Lady Gaga Hot Ones yet?
No.
Okay, Lady Gaga has the Hot Ones. Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's very funny. But one of the quotes that Sean brought up during her Hot Ones was an old quote from Lady Gaga that she was like, I can't believe I said that, was, if you don't have a good chorus, who gives a fuck? I mean, yes. I've never related to anything more. I'm like,
so
speak
true.
on it, Gaga. So anyways, the reason I'm bringing that up is her hooks are really very straightforward melodic wise, most of them, and they always land for me except for one song. But the production and like the music is very like UK house. It's like it's very
okay. I like an instance moment.
It works so well for me. Like her voice is great, the melodies are great, the songs are great, but the production really shines. Like it's a very fun upbeat album. I wish she would have dropped it in the summer. I feel like it's going to bang in the summer, but I'm really enjoying that. I'm definitely digging that right now. There's one song that is very much, even though I looked up the song credits and as far as I can see, they're not credited, is a rip-off of Blue Dabba Dee. Like the chorus is a exact carbon copy of Blue Dabba Dee. And like we just had that BB Rexa song that's like the I'm good and I'm feeling all right. Did you hear that?
That was bad. That was real bad.
Oh, it was horrendously awful. This one on the Rose Gray album is definitely better, but I think I'm just like, why are we still rehashing this song?
I don't know. That song is perfect. Don't touch it.
It's perfect. Like, let's not touch it. Exactly. So that one is irking me a little bit, but the rest of the album is great. It ends with this really experimental instrumental thing. Like, she hardly sings on it, and it's entrancing. It's super cool.
Cool.
So, yeah, really digging that. That's really good.
Okay, great. Let's hit Inhaler. So Inhaler's been a group that's been on my radar for a while. They are a alt rock group that is their frontman is Bono's son, and I had first heard about them because Matt Damon in an interview was asked about what music he's listening to, and he was like, Inhaler. And I was like,
really?
Who the heck is that? And this was like a couple of years ago. So I was like, I'll check them out. Nothing really landed with me, but this new album, Open Wide, is fun. I liked it a lot. I listened this week to it. It's funny because I texted you. I was like, hey, listen to this, the Bono thing. And you're like, I listened to the title track and it sounds exactly like you too, which it does. But the rest of the album is not exactly like that. So they were doing cosplay on that one song, I think, which is weird that they named the album after it. But yeah, I have thoughts on that.
Yeah. The whole album sounded like U2 cosplay to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen, I'm not saying it was bad. I think it's a good album. For me, for the kind of like very down the middle all rock thing is just, it gets very samey for me after a while. Just like an album that we'll talk about later that you didn't really hear any songs that stood out to you. This was that for me. Like,
okay, that's fair.
There was like not one song that was like, oh, this is the song. You know what I mean? It all just kind of blended together. And I just really, like, nothing against this man. I just could not get past the fact that he sounds identical to Bono.
He really, his voice is
I couldn't get over it. I was like, you're just Bono. Like, we already did this kind of a thing.
It's like
very talented though.
He's like the character from the Simpsons movie. That's Lisa's like, is your dad Bono?
Oh yeah, yeah, the Irish singer guy.
Yeah. It is kind of like that. I will fully admit that I am so desperate for good alt rock that I will listen to anything that remotely scratches that itch. Yeah. Because where is it right now? Where are the bands? What happened to bands? I miss bands. They were so good.
I just need them to get a little weird for me to buy into it.
Yeah, that's fair. I also want them to be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
This is very straightforward.
It's very straightforward. Yeah. So, but nothing against it. I thought it was a solid record for sure.
Honestly, my favorite thing about this album is the guitar tones. They are
really good.
Really, really lovely. Really interesting. Very clean tony.
Yep.
And I was excited for the next track to hit to hear what the guitar was going to sound like. So
yeah,
that was what I was into here.
Why are Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco making a record?
Presumably because they're both in the music industry. Although I don't really know why outside of that.
I thought we were done with Selena Gomez music. Not that I'm complaining. I love Selena Gomez music. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But like,
we were done.
Yeah, she made it very clear that she hated doing it. You watched her documentary, right? You said you didn't like it.
Well, I watched like half of it. I was really over it.
She doesn't like doing this. Like, it actually makes her miserable. She's been very vocal about it. So I just thought we were done. And I just... I'm so sorry. I can't get over how Benny Blanco looks. I'm so sorry. He's really jarring to me. I can't look at him. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I'm just like, how did he score this woman?
That man wrote Teenage Dream, dude. Chill.
I know he did.
Stop being a hater.
I'm sorry. I'm a hater to my core. I'm like Kendrick. I can't handle it. So I don't know. We'll see. I listened to the song. They have one song out so far. I think it's the closing track on the album. It's like a slow kind of ballad type deal. Weird. And it's not working for me. So we'll see. Okay. We'll see. I'm hoping, like, Benny Blanco has done such fantastic stuff. Like, he's a great songwriter. So I'm hoping for some upbeat stuff. And I don't know. We'll see. Selena and Julia Michaels to me are like match made in heaven. I love the stuff they do together. So it'll be interesting to hear her kind of do something with someone else. I don't know. I don't know that I'm sold on a combined.
I'm a bit confused, to be honest.
Yeah.
If maybe making music with her fiance is bringing her a lot of joy and making her rediscover why she likes it, which
I'm
all for.
Which is great.
If we get a sequel to Rare at some point, I will be very happy because I absolutely love that album.
Me too.
So,
it's so good.
Selena's just been through. She's been through a little bit lately with the Amelia Perez controversy and everything. Poor girl. So,
I feel like she's kind of steered clear a lot of it, though.
She really has. Not getting the Oscar nomination has helped her stay out of it, I think.
I think so too.
Zoe's playing way more defense right now.
Yeah, poor thing. It's not her fault.
No, it's not. She definitely does not deserve any of this hate.
No. Well, I guess that leads us to the two big ones that came out this past month. Should we start with the Weeknd?
Yeah, let's start with the Weeknd.
Okay. What do you think of Hurry Up Tomorrow?
This was like plain buttered toast to me.
I think it was like watching paint dry.
Yeah. It's like I ate my calories. I knew what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hungry afterwards.
Correct. Actually, I was exhausted afterwards.
It was so long. It's like an hour and a half.
It was one of the most draining albums I've listened to in a very long time. I was emotionally exhausted after it.
Yeah,
I was like, I was a chore to get through.
I was like, truly hurry up tomorrow.
Yeah, please, tomorrow. You better come. No, and here's the really shitty part is the first 5 tracks I thought were outstanding. Like when I pressed play on that first song, Wake Me Up, I think it was called something like that.
It's good. I like the first song.
And it has the like Michael Jackson interpolation. He's doing all this really crazy stuff in the production. I'm like, hell yes, I'm in. Let's do this. Finally, a Weeknd album that I'm going to be all in. And track 2, awesome. Track 3, awesome. All the way to track 5, I'm like, oh shit, we're finally doing it. And then not a single song in the rest of the track list interested me in any way. I was so bummed. So bummed.
It just got really samey at one point, and just like, every track was just identical. I mean,
and he's just been writing the same stuff since 2020. Like,
yes, exactly.
This Dawn FM and After Hours are all the same album, but I think this one is the most dry out of all 3.
It is because Dawn FM is creative in its presentation, and After Hours has way more hits. So this one just like doesn't.
It was a flop to me. Like,
I don't like.
I'm really sorry to all the Weeknd fans. Yeah, this was really a miss for me. Like super big miss. I didn't love Dawn FM is my favorite of the 3. But I didn't love any of them, to be honest. And this one especially, I'm like, whoa, yikes.
Yeah, so I'm in the same boat.
I have immense respect for the Weeknd, and I think a lot of the stuff he was saying on the album was really good. Like, all of the fame being a prison and his battle with drug addiction and all of that. I think there was a lot of important stuff to say, and sometimes the lyrics grip me more than the music did. But at the same time, like those are the themes of Dawn FM and of After Hours. Like, we've been doing that. So this is his like finale as the Weeknd. I think from now on he'll be releasing music as Abel, which is cool. I'm excited to see. I hope a new direction. And I'd be more interested in that. Trigger warning.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. I have to say, every time I hear "Not Like Us," I think of Sam Rags doing "The Not Like Us" as Rachel Berry, and it's impossible to get out of my head. So shout out to
Sam Rags. She's gonna text me about this in like 5 days.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
That's hilarious.
Go back to that.
So no hate to all the Weeknd fans. People are liking this album. Can I just say one last thing about this that is really irksome to me?
Yeah.
I cannot stand it. And I understand I'm a traditionalist when it comes to albums. We both are.
Yes.
I cannot stand it when an artist finishes a project, gets it pressed on the vinyl, sends the vinyl out, and it is an incomplete project. Because that's exactly what happened. The vinyl of Hurry Up Tomorrow is counted 11 tracks. The streaming album is 22. It's half of the album. 2 of the songs on the vinyl are not even in the finished product.
What?
There are 2 songs on the vinyl that are not on the album.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
Only on the vinyl.
What are we doing?
It just infuriates me. I'm like, when you are done and you submit it, that's it. You did it. We're done. But because of the streaming era, artists, I mean, you can really just submit it the day before and get it uploaded on Spotify. And so artists keep going back and editing these things. And
I hate this.
What's basically happening is they're submitting an unfinished product, they're selling it to the fans, and then what you get on streaming is completely different. And now he's selling the full version vinyl. So now the people that bought the original vinyl have to now go buy that one to get all the tracks. Beyonce did the exact same thing with Cowboy Carter, and it pissed me off.
Right to jail, right away.
It just makes me so mad.
Yeah.
It just makes me so mad. So
it's ridiculous.
Anyways, that drives me crazy. Please have some more respect for your fans. Stop making them buy things that you know is not the full project. It's just not, it's not cool. It's not cool. So anyways, there's my rant.
And that's that on that.
And that's what you missed
on. Okay, Eusexua. We've teased this.
Eusexua.
You love this album. I couldn't finish it. Yeah. So start.
I think this is like album of the year contender for me. Like if something can come along and beat this, like good fucking luck. That's all I gotta say. Like this is some of the smartest, most haunting, most invigorating pop music I've heard in years. It is so experimental. It's very trance-like. She's doing this techno thing that's very different from what she's done in the past. And the melodies and what's happening in the production, I cannot stop listening. It's like crack cocaine to me. It's truly like crack. Like I can't stop. Like the way she makes the production so sparse throughout a lot of the record. It's very thin for a lot of it and very ambient and a little disorienting. And then her ability to save the like wall of sound, like the very, huge moments, she saves it for when the emotion is right in the songs. Like I think of a song like Keep It, Hold It, which happens around kind of the middle of the record. It's very like kind of a haunting call and response type of a chorus. It's got like these like Japanese chords in it. And there's this moment where her voice just builds and builds and builds and comes to like a crack, like almost like she can't, it's like the weight of it is too much. And then the production just goes like huge. It's like 4 on the floor, very dancey. I don't know, it's just very smart. It's so intelligent. And I have to geek out about it right now because I know you're about to come in and be like, this shit is awful. So why don't you just go do it and get it over with?
So I don't hate the production or even really the songwriting. It's just her voice to me is like hitting my face with a sledgehammer.
Oh boy.
It's very painful to listen to. Okay. I texted you. It reminds me of Anya Taylor-Joy as the fetus in Dune. Like every time he's like,
that's brutal.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Listen, like you're not wrong. Like I'm not telling you you're wrong, but I don't know. It works for me. Also, something that I'm noticing lately is vocals matter so much less to me right now.
I have noticed that about your listening. Yes.
I don't care if you have a good voice. If you are giving me good songs that are interesting and are doing something different and pushing the genre forward, I'm here. I don't care if you can't sing a lick. I mean, I just don't care. Like it works for me on another level. Like I think Magdalena Bay, like her voice is not great, but
her voice is a lot better than FKA Twigs.
But the songs are just fantastic. And that's how I feel about Eusexua too. Like the songs are what shine and the production is what shines. So that's it for me. Vocals matter less to me at this phase of life.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll revisit this album later if you love it this much. So,
Yeah, I'll be shocked if it's not in my top 10.
I'll give it another try.
Okay. Did you listen to Perfect Stranger again?
I did. I couldn't
and
tell
that
you
one
how
still,
it sounds.
Nothing?
No.
That's crazy. That's like my favorite pop song of the year. That song is like insane to me. Absolutely insane. I can't believe that. What did you think about Northwest rapping in Japanese?
Did
you get to that song?
No. I'm good.
You didn't get to Childlike Things?
I don't think so.
That song is crazy.
I think I got like 6 or 7 tracks in and I was like, I've tried this. I've given it the good college try.
You didn't get the Striptease, which is one of my favorites. Striptease is fantastic. No, there's a song called Childlike Things that's very different from the rest of the record. And Northwest, like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, raps in Japanese. And it's awesome. Here's what you can't do though. Don't go listen to an interview with her. Don't do it. Because she's weird. I mean, she's weird. Like the way she talks about this record, I'm like, girl, it's going over my head. I'm not sure. Like you sound like you're very invested in this. It's fantastic. The music rocks to me, but some of this stuff is way out there for me. Yeah. So she like created a whole dictionary of made up words for this album. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. But the album's fantastic to me. I love it. Huge recommendation. Listen to me now, Jim. And there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. We're going to move into our main exercise today. And that is talking about our favorite artists right now. So I propose this as a way to just kind of reintroduce ourselves to the world now that we're on video. And also to like think about this, because if you asked me this list 5 years ago, it would have almost no similarities to this current one that I've come up with. And I think this has been a very illuminating experience for me, to be honest. I don't know what the criteria is that you use, but basically the way I thought about this was like, if this artist dropped a record tomorrow, what is my level of excitement? And that's kind of how I ranked these, basically.
Yeah, cool. I love
that. What was your process for kind of deciding this?
This is hard for me because my list very rarely changes. Like I'm a very loyal listener, so when I get an artist that I love, I'm excited every time they drop. So a lot of this, I would say like 90% of my list is pretty much how it looks always. The bottom, I tried to play around with it a little bit to reflect not necessarily the artist themselves, but the kind of music that they are making is what I'm most excited about right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of difference towards the bottom of the list, but most of it is pretty similar to what it always is for me.
Cool. Yeah. All right. You want to go first? Your number 10?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I start with my honorable mentions? I know we typically do that.
Oh, sure. I'll do that too as well.
Because there was like 4 artists that were vying for the last 2 spots that all fit a very similar category for me. So I'm just going to start with the people that didn't make the list that I think are worthy of being on it. Starting with Maggie Rogers. I just love her. I've loved her since her debut album. Nothing she's done since the debut album has surpassed that debut album for me. That's still my favorite of hers. And just the sounds she was playing around with that are most exciting to me. So I didn't include her because of that. Rina Sawayama is an honorable mention. I just adore her. I know people don't like Hold the Girl. I think the world is wrong. I think everybody's crazy. I think Hold the Girl is fucking fantastic. And I'm so excited to see what she does next. I see she's in the studio. So love her. Ooh, and then the craziest one that did not make my list, which realistically probably should, but I wanted to be different. So Muna, I included as an honorable mention, even though realistically they are on the list. I think just because it's been a while since we've had some more Muna stuff, I'm just less excited about them in this moment, but you can bet if they announced an album tomorrow, I would be like running around town.
Yeah. You'd be like, hurry up tomorrow.
Yeah, no, literally. So those are my honorable mentions. So I just want to start off with that.
Cool. My honorable mentions were Childish Gambino. I love Donald Glover. So this is more of a reflection. I do love Childish Gambino's music, but like Donald Glover is an artist I just so admire. Like his ability to write, direct, act, make music. He's unprecedented, honestly, in the industry, and it's really cool. Just missed my list. The 1975, a band I really, really, really love, but just weren't quite there. Part of it is Jail for Matty Healy. The next one is definitely Jail, and that's the Foo Fighters, who in any other world would have made my list, but
that's crazy.
I can't do it right now. I'm so mad at Dave Grohl. Like, wow. Yeah. Like if they put on a new album tomorrow, I would be annoyed. So I can't do it.
That's crazy. They've been your favorite forever.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They should be on this list, but Dave Grohl has ruined my trust in them. So
that was That was a big gut punch for sure.
I'm really upset still. So I just couldn't do it. And then I would say my next one off is Ed Sheeran, a guy I love and whose music I would still be excited for if he released it tomorrow. But his last couple projects have not hit for me. I was honestly probably liked Equals more than just about anyone, but Subtract and Autumn Variations not really my thing. So if he comes back with a big pop moment, I'll probably really, really love it, but just missed the list.
Yeah. We have very opposite opinions of Ed Sheeran's music.
Yeah, because you don't like Equals, right?
No, it's his worst. Other than
Interesting.
Number 6 collaborations project, which we don't talk about.
Yeah, that one's that's not a really bad album.
But my point is, you like the big pop stuff.
Yeah, and I like
the stripped back stuff more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's get into it. Number 10, I'm going for a pick that kind of surprised me, but it really fits, is Caroline Polachek.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going Caroline Polachek for 10. And this was the pick that it's less about her and more about the style of music that she's making. As I'm getting a little bit older, I am looking for pop music that challenges me a little bit and is not immediate, but rewards multiple listens and research and just living with the project. And that Caroline Polachek is that for me. Like, I listened to her for Some Pang, which is right behind me, when it came out, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't know what people are talking about. This is weird to me, and I shut it out. Her second album, Desire I Want to Turn Into You, came out actually the weekend of your wedding. I
remember that. Yeah.
Yep. I listened to it in California, one of those days, and I was like, wait, I'm hearing something. Okay. And then I lived with that project for a little bit and made my top 10 at the end of the year. And I went back to Pang just a couple weeks ago, actually, and was like, oh shit, I get this now. I get it now. And I'm just looking for more experimental, a little bit more avant-garde pop music. It's what I'm really into right now. That's how I felt about Magdalena Bay. That's how I felt about Brat. That's how I feel about Eusexual. Those things are just really exciting me right now. And I think Caroline Polachek is one of the biggest driving influences in that right now. I hear her everywhere. Just with things that everyone is doing that is in this genre, they're emulating things that Caroline Polachek is doing. And I know she's not the first to have done it. She has predecessors as well, of course, but I do hear her influence quite a bit, and I'm just really into her right now and hoping she releases soon.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 10 is a little bit shocking. It's Taylor Swift.
Wow.
I was surprised she ended up this low. But again, this is more of a reflection of the last couple albums not being my favorite.
Yeah.
And so if she went back and did like a Folklore Evermore thing again, I would she'd be shooting up the list again, because those are my favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see what her next move is. And, I can't not put her on the list because she's the most prolific writer of our generation. So,
yeah,
and I love songwriting. So that's ultimately that. That being said, I think she has been my number one artist on Spotify the last 4 years. So,
it's just because her catalog is so big. It's hard to avoid it.
It's just endless, and the songs just keep auto playing. So,
Right. It's really impossible to avoid it. Yeah, I think we're all kind of waiting with bated breath to see what she does next. Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be a make or break moment for sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Number 10 for me.
Number 9 for me is Troye Sivan.
Cool.
Again, in that same vein of just like really kind of smart, kind of a little bit out there pop music. For him, it's more so like I had to include a very proudly queer artist who is pushing that forward in a way that is really brave. And I think right now we need artists who are more unabashedly queer like him and like Chaperone. And his last album, to me, again, I did not like at first, and then I lived with it, and it challenged me and it grew on me, and now I love it so much. Like when his stuff comes on in my shuffle, I just go crazy. Like he's just making really, for someone that started out as a YouTuber, kind of like Addison Rae, who started out as a TikToker, to be going into a genre and just be such a student of pop music, and to be making things that don't feel cookie cutter and feel very intentional. Just really excites me right now. So had to include him on the list. I just adore him.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 9 is Casey Musgraves, who's one of my favorite writers and singers as well. This is also maybe a reflection of the last couple albums not being as my thing. Otherwise, she'd be in my top 5.
Yeah.
But, again, if she drops an album tomorrow, I'm going to listen. So,
yep.
And I just love her. She just seems lovely. Yeah. And, I love seeing her live. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Casey. I'll never stop being a fan of Casey. I'll follow her entire career. So, yeah. I almost, my initial time, I forgot her when I first made this list. And then I was like, I can't. There's no way I can leave her off. This is insane. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I agree. Number 8 for me is Beyonce.
Okay.
Who realistically, if I were to have approached this exercise the way that you did, she would probably be in the top 3, because right now I'm paying attention so much to what she's doing.
Yeah.
I think she's at the height of her career right now. I think she's making the most important music she's ever made right now. With this 3-act trilogy.
If the next one is rock, I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
It's going to be rock.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah. So she's exciting me more than a lot of artists right now, because the music is just it's so much more than just the music. And that stuff is super cool to me. But the reason I put her this low is because I'm still not so familiar with the early stuff. I started listening during Renaissance, and then have since gone back and really dove into Lemonade, which is fantastic. Dove into Self-Titled, but her debut album, B-Day, 4, Sasha Fierce, all of that, I'm just not super familiar with. I just listened to B-Day in full the other day, and it's really great. But I think because I am a newer fan and really only know her as the later half of her career, I felt weird about putting her higher.
Yeah, that's fair.
But in terms of what's exciting me right now, she's top of the list for sure. Yeah.
Cool. My number 8 is Clairo, an artist that I've really come to admire, whose projects don't always immediately hit for me, but then I get sucked into very deeply after a few listens. She's had kind of a cool career path, starting out as just a total bedroom pop producer, and then she had her weird moment with Sling where she collaborated with Jack Antonoff and did what she thinks she was supposed to do, as the pop girl thing, and that one didn't work. And then she came back and did her completely own thing with Charm, and I'm really just excited to see how she grows. She's so young, she's so soulful and seemingly wise beyond her years, that I'm just really, really excited to hear as her own musical talents kind of start to match her level of taste. I think she's going to be an unbelievable performer at some point. So, I'm always here for the next Clairo project. They all work for me too. Even though Sling as a whole doesn't really work for me, there are individual songs that I really love. And she put out a live album. It's an EP that she did at Electric Lady a couple years ago of a lot of those songs, and I like that version of them a lot better. They kind of have similar instrumentation to what she ends up doing on Charm, and I think that combined with those songs, the way they were originally written, works a lot better for me than the sort of Jack Antonoff thing. Not that he's bad, but it wasn't the right fit for her. Yeah. So,
did you see she recently brought out Charlie XCX to do Sophia? Go look it up. It's cool.
Holy shit. That is one of my absolute favorite all-time Clairo
Me too.
songs.
I love Sophia. That and Bags.
Yeah. Oh, Bags.
I love Bags.
Yeah, nothing quite has reached the levels of that album for me.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Alewife, unbelievable song. There's so many good songs that album. But I can't wait to see what she does next. She's so interesting.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. I'm second guessing this next artist and where I have put her. I'm going to rearrange my list in real time.
Okay.
Because I'm having second thoughts about some of this. I'm gonna put, because I'm inspired by the way that you did this, and what you would be most excited about if someone announced tomorrow. I think I too am gonna put Casey next at number 7. I have her higher, but I'm gonna put her here. I adore Casey. Just absolutely adore her. But I think I agree with you that I would love a little bit more time for her to really kind of go back and just spend more time in the studio. I think spend more time writing.
Yeah.
And really create something that, not that I don't think Deeper Well was smart. Like it was such a smart record. It made my top 10 last year, but I do think because we've had her so much recently that I think I'd be less excited about her than a couple of these other artists.
Yeah.
So, but she's an all-timer for me. Like if I'm ranking like objectively my all-time favorite artist, she's number like 5 for me. So
that would be similar for me too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll put her here for the same reason that you said. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's a cleverness to her early music that I feel like has been missing lately.
It's missing. Yeah.
And I really would like that back, because to me, she was like a once in a generation type songwriter when she came out. And I have felt like the last 2 albums, the songwriting is still good. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's missing that wow factor for me that she has on the first 3.
And the
wit. Yeah.
The cleverness. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. The wordplay. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I'm with you on that.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So that was what, year 7?
Yes.
Okay. My number 7 is Muna, an album or a band that you mentioned before. This is one of 2 bands that made my list. Weird time for bands. So I love Muna. Sarah and I will go see them every time they come through, and that's why they're here, because I don't even care what they're put out. Their concerts are so fun that I'm just like literally always. I'm just here for the next concert set list. Like whatever they put out, it's like, just give me like 3-4 songs that you're gonna do live. I'm here for it. Here we go. I'm in.
They're amazing.
And I love the Katie Gavin album. So, this is a great example of, artists getting better on their own, and then I'm excited to see how they come back together and make the next record and what that's going to look like, because I'm so excited. Can't wait for it.
I kind of want for their next record for them to get a little bit moodier, like their first album.
Yes,
I think a little moody. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool if they went back to that. But I'll listen to literally whatever they put out.
Me too.
They're so good. Yeah,
angelic synth pop. So good.
It's just so good. Okay, again, rearranging in real time. I'm putting Ed Sheeran next, even though he is my 3rd favorite artist forever until I die. Like, period. End of story. But I do think that the output has been too prolific recently. Like him and Taylor, I think, just put out too much music. And I would love it if they would go back to a more spread out, more traditional time in between records, so that it gives us enough time to get excited about them again. Because I think the more we see them, the less exciting it gets. So I'm going to put him here for that reason and that reason alone, although his discography is number 3 for me.
Yeah, stupid good.
So what was that, number 6? Yeah.
Yes.
Number 6. Okay.
Number 6.
All right. That's it.
All right. Number 6 for me is Chappell Roan. I know she's only put out one project, but my God, what a project. And, it's funny. I went out last night. I never go out, right? So I went out with coworkers from my new job, and we just finished training. So everybody's like ready to let off some steam, and they had karaoke going, and multiple people were singing Chappell Roan. And I got to say, like, I don't remember anyone like this, like in the last few years, that just like, somebody puts it on karaoke and everybody's freaking belting their asses off. You know what I mean? Like it's special, man. Like it's so cool.
It is.
Just her impact was in such a short time. And literally I'm here for whatever she does. Even if the next album is absolutely atrocious, which it won't be, I will still be just as excited for the next one. So
Yeah.
God,
I'm with you. I'm more excited about what she does next, because I think I've said it on here before. I think Rise and Fall is a really weird record for me because I think it has like some of the best music I've ever heard in my life, and then some just, like,
duds. Yeah.
Some duds. I just find it to be a pretty inconsistent record, mostly because I think the duds in comparison to the great songs are like a world of difference. Like you put like California up against Red Wine Supernova, and it's just like, this is not the same artist.
Well, and it's like, a lot of those songs are written over such a long period of time.
That's true.
She's probably grown so much as a writer over the course of making that album. So, and also finding who she is and like what works, what doesn't. That's all part of the first record. Every artist goes through that. So,
100%. Yep, I'm with you. Cool. All right, top 5. We've arrived, right?
Wow. Yeah, we are top 5.
Okay, I'm rearranging in real time. I'm doing this just because I like the way that you approach this better.
Okay.
But my top 10 really just does not move ever. So I'm going to just be interesting today.
Okay.
Have fun with it. And I'm going to put Taylor at 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is lower than she actually really is. I just want to make that clear. She's number 2 for me, technically speaking. But I agree that I'm a little tired of her, and I want her to go away for a little bit. I just do. I need her to kind of go back to basics here and just really fall in love with the art craft of writing again. And I think that so much of her career has just become about charts over the arts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all over it. Yeah. And I'm over it a little bit. And she's just so omnipresent right now that I just would love, I want to be excited about her again, because the feeling you feel when you are a Taylor Swift fan and you've had to wait for a little bit and then she finally comes back, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool feeling. So I'm ready for that feeling again. And I want the output to be worthy of that. So, but I mean, her catalog is unmatched. It's truly unmatched. I mean, it's just one of the greatest discographies of all time. So yeah, I mean, although she's an all-timer for me, I'm going to put her at 5 just because I would love like a 2-year break.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
I do think we will get that. I mean, I think she is going to take time for a little bit. We might get the Taylor's version of the last 2 albums.
I think we'll get the re-recordings. Yeah.
But I do think it'll be a minute before we see new music from her.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
I do.
Also, Travis might be retiring, so they might be going into hiding for a little bit. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure Travis would have retired had they won the Super Bowl. I think there's part of him that wants to come back now, and so he's going to think about it. But if I'm being an objective football watcher, he can maybe push one more season out, but he's old.
Yeah,
and it was catching up to him a little. So
we'll see. Waiting to see what she does next.
For sure. Okay, my number 5 is Paramore, the only other band on this list for me. I have loved them since I first saw the video for Crush, which blew my mind in middle school. So they continue to get better every year. I can't wait for this current configuration of Haley and Taylor and it's Zach, right? Oh my gosh, which Farrell brother is it? Zach.
Yeah.
that are currently.
Be careful. The other Farrell brothers.
Yeah.
Yikes.
We will not mention his name. No, Taylor, Zach, and Haley, incredible group together. They're all freaking amazing musicians on their own, but together they're making magic right now, and I absolutely can't wait. Honestly, they should be higher. I don't know. No, I mean the top 5 is the top 5. It's just Who cares about the order at this point for me? Paramore's. I'll drop everything when they put out a new project. Can't wait.
It's the best combination that band has ever seen. I think.
Yes,
those 3.
100%. Yeah.
They just work so brilliantly together.
They do. Yeah. I think Zach is probably the best drummer in rock right now. Like I think he's.
I'd probably agree with that.
Maybe the only other one I can think of is Josh Dunn, probably.
Josh is fantastic.
So it's like those two, and I think Zach, because I like Paramore's music better, is the one that's showing up more. And then Taylor is such a creative writer. Yes. He doesn't have any ego about his music.
No, quite the opposite.
Which is special.
Quite the opposite.
Because usually, I know. Usually in a rock band, the guitarists, they think their shit doesn't stink, and it gets a little tired and stale after a while. It's like every riff has to be this. He's like, no, I don't care. Let's blow it up. Let's make cool music. I'll play whatever needs to be played.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting. And then obviously Haley is a god. So
yeah. The GOAT. Literally the GOAT.
Yeah.
Did you see she did Crush with Phineas the other night?
Stop. What?
It's just like why do good things happen to people that aren't me? It's just like I need that to stop happening.
Bestie. Okay, wait. So I have to watch Crush with Phineas, and what was the other one? It was Claro and Charlie XCX
and Charlie XCX.
Sophia. Yep. Okay, we'll watch both today.
Okay,
Can't wait.
Good. Yes. All right, number 4 for me. I'm gonna go. I think I will keep my number 4 the same, which is Ariana Grande.
Nice.
Who is always, nice. I mean, that's literally my top 4 artists. So this one did not change. I know that it's not going to happen because she's doing the acting thing and she was fantastic in Wicked. I understand. I get it. But my Arianator little heart I love her in the pop game. I just do. And she just makes such great pop music. And I'm so happy for her. And I think she's going to have a very great career in acting. I think she's got a bright future ahead of her. I just worry about what that's going to do to her music.
Yeah.
It's scary.
She'll be back. You might have to wait a while.
Yep. Which is fine. I'm okay with waiting. Waiting. It's going to make it worth it when she comes back. So yeah.
Did you see the weird body language between her and SpongeBob on the red carpet the other day?
No, I didn't.
Oh, people were speculating that they might
were they acting weird
anymore.
Oh God, that's crazy. Because
messy.
I just watched. You know, Smartless, the podcast. She was just on that the other day, and they were talking about their relationship. So,
okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm reading into it.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
The internet will make you believe anything. It's true.
They sure will.
Yeah.
So love Ari down. Always will. Her catalog does not fail for me. So
love.
Yeah. All right. Your turn.
Great. Number 4 for me is Miss Billie Eilish, who, just drop whatever. I'm listening. So can't wait. Whatever it's going to be,
Yep.
I actually kind of think we're going to get her sooner than a lot of the other artists that I put on this list. Like,
I feel that way too.
She's not going to wait very long. I think she's back in her mojo.
Well, because I'm just going to spoil this now. She's my number 3. So
okay,
we'll do this kind of simultaneously. Yeah. I still feel like there was a second album that didn't happen.
I do too. There was so much teasing the red blue thing, and I just
so it's got to be
the Phineas project. So I don't know.
It's got to be in just waiting. So I agree with you. It'll probably come sooner rather than later. I hope so.
I do too. Can't wait.
Musical genius, absolute genius.
Yeah, absolutely. Just special artist.
Yeah, so incredibly talented. I will be sat whenever she releases.
100%. I guess that means I'm going to 3, huh?
Yep, go to number 3.
Okay, you're gonna be a little surprised by this.
Okay,
my number 3 is SZA.
Really?
I'm obsessed with her.
She was lip syncing, right, on the Super Bowl?
She was not. There's a moment where the mic is clearly on.
Okay.
I think. I mean, there might have been moments where she was lip syncing, but she does a riff at one point that is clearly, it was live.
Okay. All right. I believe you. It looked like textbook lip syncing to me.
It might have been. Okay. I don't know. Maybe she.
I'm not questioning her talent. She's very talented.
Okay. Maybe she recorded the vocals ahead of time and then just was lip syncing in the stadium. Because honestly, those kind of things are tricky because there's just so many moving parts. Sometimes artists feel like they need to do that ahead of time.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, she can clearly sing. But maybe she was.
I'm not sure. Doubting that at all. She's clearly an incredible singer.
First of all, I don't know what it is about her music. She's also a Scorpio and is like 5 days. I think her birthday is November 8th. So it's like, there's something about that. Her music just very much speaks to me, and I don't know. I'm sad for anything that she does. I will listen to I will never listen to 30 song albums from any other artist, but for whatever reason, I wish she wouldn't. I want like an 11 song album from her. But I will listen to her 30 song album whenever it inevitably comes out, you know?
Yeah.
I did try to get tickets to see her in Kendrick. That was a joke. Forget about it.
I'm sure it was crazy.
You know, but I will see her at some point. I just love her. And she's so hot. I'm sorry. Like so hot. Obsessed.
I saw the movie with her and Keke Palmer. Did you see it?
Did you? I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. It's very funny. It's not like an incredible movie, but it's entertaining. It's very, very entertaining. Keke's just amazing.
Keke's a superstar, dude.
SZA is a good actress. Like she was good in it.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah, she was really good in it. I thought it was great.
I think Keke is currently one of the most wasted talents in Hollywood.
1,000%.
I don't know why
Keke Palmer.
I don't know why people saw Nope and were like, "Why aren't we putting her in everything?"
In every movie.
Truly don't get it. Like, why is she having to do these? I mean, I love that she did this project, but like, she shouldn't be having to do this. Like,
no.
She should be leading whatever fucking franchise movie is coming out, or you know, just like
she should have an Oscar nomination.
Yes, I don't get. I don't get it. She's just unbelievable.
Yep. So with you. I completely agree. Okay,
yeah. So SZA's my number 3. Shocked me a little bit, but I can't deny how much I love her. So
yeah, she's huge right now. So
she is.
You're not the only one, I'm sure. All right, number 2, top 2. Again, I rearranged this all while we were doing this, but I feel really passionate about this one. That as soon as Miss Olivia Rodrigo announces something, I will be so sad. Like my butt will hurt. I will be so sad. That I think this is controversial take, and we'll see how the next couple projects pan out. But I think she is the most exciting and talented Gen Z artist, and I'm going to put her above. I'm going to put her above Billie.
I'm going to jump ahead. She's my number 1. So
okay,
her first 2 albums are probably the best first 2 albums I've ever heard from an artist.
It's just crazy, right? Like,
yeah, it's actually
unbelievable.
Absurd. Yeah,
Guts is just undeniable. Like, I want to listen to Guts all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. I just think she is so out of this world talented. It's just crazy. I mean, the songs do not lie.
Yeah,
they just don't. Like,
they don't.
She's making hit on hit on hit on hit. I mean, she's a streaming juggernaut. Like, Sour is one of the most streamed albums of all time on Spotify.
Yep.
I mean, people love her, and I am one of them. I'm so sorry. Like,
obsessed.
I'm obsessed with her. Seeing the Guts tour like changed my life. Like, that was such a phenomenal
so sad I didn't see
show.
It.
I know, that's how I feel right now about people getting.
I would drop like probably $500 to see her next time. So
it's worth it. It's worth it. I think she'll do stadiums.
Oh, she needs to.
I think she'll have to. I just think she's so. I think she's the most exciting Gen Z artist, and Billie is like right behind her.
Yeah.
But if I'm gun to my head picking between the two, it's Olivia.
Yeah, it's not actually close for me.
Okay,
which is insane to say, but
it wasn't close for me until Hit Me Hard and Soft.
Yeah, that changed things for sure.
That changed things for me.
I still actually prefer. I mean, Hit Me Hard and Soft is, of all of the albums between the two, is my favorite album.
Me too.
But then it's Guts and then Sour for me. Like after that. Okay. This is actually hard. This is hard because I don't know.
They're really neck and neck for me, but it's Olivia for me on top.
Yeah. Definitely. She is just everything that speaks to me. She's like a theater kid that loves 90s rock music, that writes really emotional lyrics and works with cool people and is a multi-talented musician. And I mean, like everything I like. Like
what's not to like? Literally, what's not to like? Yeah. She has it all. She has the whole package.
She is. And writes songs for movies, like doing everything I want to do, basically. So
yeah,
unbelievable. She's
a rock star. I love her.
She actually is a rock star. Like, yes, in this current era, she is a rock star.
Yep.
Let me just do my number 2 because I know what your number 1's going to be. So I'll do my number 2 here. It's John Mayer. I know he hasn't put out anything good in a while. I don't care. Whatever he releases forever for the rest of his life, I will listen to.
Yeah.
I would prefer it if he settled down and like actually had a family like he has wanted to for the last 20 years. I don't know why he keeps getting in his own way, but I really want to hear the album of actual love songs, because I think whenever that comes out, it's going to be extraordinary. And like he writes great songs about longing.
It has for a long time.
I want that uncorked thing that he's been hiding in his heart. I saw an interview that he did on his radio show with Maren Morris, and he was talking about, I felt sad for him, honestly. He was talking about he has trouble being vulnerable with women because he feels like everyone is judging him for his past mistakes.
Yeah.
And he thinks everyone thinks he's this shitty guy. Yeah. When really he's proven for a long time now that he's, changed his ways in a lot of ways.
Yeah. He has. No, he really
it's hard to escape your past,
it is.
And he was a jerk. So
he was.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Total asshole.
He was so far up his own ass up until 20, probably until he did Born and Raised. And that's when he started working on himself a little bit. But that was 15 years ago. So it was a bummer. But anyway, just the greatest guitar player of our generation, one of the greatest songwriters of our generation. Mm-hmm. I love his voice. I know for some people it's like, nails on a chalkboard, but I love
those people are wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I love his voice too.
So anyway, I'm very excited for whatever happens next, even if I have to wait a while for it.
I left him off my list. Historically, he's been like my number 4 favorite artist.
Yeah.
But the way my interests have gone in my 20s, he's gotten left behind a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think. But another artist whose discography does not fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I will still be sat when a new album comes for sure, but I just think my interests have diverted a bit away from what he's doing.
Yep.
So.
All right, so talk about Paramore.
Okay, so my number was Paramore. You're also surprised. There is not a chance I'm ever removing them from the number 1 spot. You could literally hold me at gunpoint and say Paramore is your second favorite artist, and I would say, shoot me. I'm not doing it. I mean, anytime I see a glimpse of one of them, I'm like, is music coming? Please tell me music's coming. I just think I've been conditioned to wait like 7.5 years in between albums.
Yeah.
That every time I see them, I like salivate at the mouth, like at the thought of them dropping something. But unfortunately, no matter how old they get and no matter how much music they release, it just keeps getting better, right? Like they're not flopping anywhere, nowhere in sight. Nothing that they release is less exciting than what came before it. No. Every time for me, the quality does not dip. They just keep getting better and better. They keep doing exciting shit. This iteration of the band is my favorite I've ever seen. They just seem to work so well together. This Is Why was my album of the year in 2023. After Laughter was my album of the year in 2017. Paramore Self-Titled was my album of the year 2013. Like, they're always on top for me. It does not matter what they do. I will be there.
100%. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and walk through your list real quick, and then I will follow up with this.
Let's see if I can remember what I did, because I didn't reorder it. All right, number 10, I said Caroline Polachek. Number 9, I said Troye Sivan. Number 8, I put Beyonce. Number 7, I put Casey Musgraves. Number 6, I put Ed Sheeran. Number 5, I put Taylor Swift. Number 4, I put Ariana Grande. Number 3, Billie Eilish. Number 2, Olivia Rodrigo. And number 1, forever, Paramore.
Love. Okay, and mine are number 10, Taylor Swift. Number 9, Casey Musgraves. 8, Clairo. 7, Muna. 6, Chappell Roan. 5, Paramore. 4, Billie Eilish. 3, SZA. 2, John Mayer. And 1, Olivia Rodrigo. Let's just go into what's sparking joy since we've finished that anyway. It's still the Oscar race for me. It's been so exciting this year. So a lot of the predictors have happened so far, except for 2. So the BAFTAs are tonight, I believe, starting very soon because it's in the UK. And that can always change the trajectory of a couple things. So the big news out of last week was that Anora won the PGA, the Critics' Choice, and the Directors Guild Award. And looks to be the front runner now for Best Picture, which I would love because I love Anora. And it would be one of those rare times when like a really, really good movie won Best Picture. Because a lot of times it's like a pretty good one that we can all agree on is like solid. But this year I would be like, wow, Anora? A really like experimental film about a sex worker won Best Picture? That's crazy. Instead of like Amelia Perez, which is terrible, or The Brutalist, which is just kind of like a chore. And so I'd be very excited about that. But one of the things that I am tracking currently is because of the Amelia Perez fallout, basically the star Carla Sofia Gascon is no longer even on the red carpet trail. She's not even attending any of the events because a bunch of her tweets surfaced where she was being homophobic, a bigot, like a lot of terrible things. Basically like Caitlyn Jenner in Mexico. And the movies received a lot of backlash because of that. Also because of some comments the director made that like Spanish is the language of the poor. I'm like, dude, just stop killing yourself. Like, stop getting in your way. Because for some reason, everyone liked your movie. I don't know why, but they're tanking their career. Anyway, the point here is the thing to follow at the moment is that Zoe Saldana has been winning Best Supporting Actress everywhere. But as the movie continues to wane a little bit and the actors branch still really loves Wicked, we're kind of watching to see at BAFTA if Ariana Grande can win, and then at SAG where it seems kind of likely that she might win because a lot of actors really love Ariana. We'll see. Those are the two big ones that are left that could kind of move the race, because right now the acting awards are boring. Right now it's the same people winning every time, and so I'm hoping for a shakeup here. We kind of need one.
Be cool. I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, what about you? What's sparking joy for you?
Speaking of Caitlyn Jenner, it's funny you should bring her up. With the political climate that we're in right now, I have desperately needed an escape because every day is like torture reading headlines.
You have not.
So I started watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, Daniel!
I never thought I would stoop this low, but oh my god, this shit is fire! It is so stupid. It is literally the dumbest show I've ever seen. There is nothing in any of these people's brains, but god am I not entertained. I went back to literally episode 1 that was released in 2007, and I'm already on season 3. I can't get enough. These people are hilarious. It's awesome. It's exactly the escape that I've needed. Like, I just need something that is mindless and makes me feel better about myself. And you know what? For me, it's Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I'm living. I'm sorry. These girls are funny. Khloe Kardashian is a star. She deserves more. She is hilarious. Comedian. Literally comedian. Obsessed with her. So there we are. That's sparking joy for me, unfortunately. And I'm so sorry to say it.
Where are you at in the 24 rewatch?
We are on season 6 right now, and it's a bit of a chore.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, season 6 is god awful.
It's pretty bad.
You can pretty much skip it, to be honest.
Yeah. Does the movie come after season 6?
Yes. So Redemption is in between 6 and 7. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's just after
Where are you at?
Girl, I don't even remember. It's been about a week since we've watched, so I don't remember what happened last.
Did you watch the big thing in episode 4 that happened?
Yes. Yeah, we're through that.
Okay. Literally nothing happens after that, so you can move on.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, we'll probably try and get through it quickly then.
It's tough. It's real tough that season.
I'm seeing the new Captain America right after this, so we'll see how it goes. I've heard it's really bad. So
yeah. I listened to an episode of the Ringers Big Picture episode on it, and they essentially called it unwatchable. So
awesome. Can't wait. All right. Yeah. So just like every other Marvel movie in the past.
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to watch this one. Yeah. At one point, Chris Ryan, who as someone I deeply admire, he does Talk the Thrones and several of their shows. He kind of bounces around as a guest in a lot of the Ringer shows. He said the CGI was so bad that he opined that they were making it look terrible so that audiences get used to it when they switch everything to AI. So that's what you can expect from this film.
Wow. What a harsh critique. I would never come out of my room with that.
And he's a very fair person. So
that's crazy.
It's tough.
And I thought the CGI in Thor Love and Thunder was bad.
You ain't seen nothing yet. At one point, they're like, I guess they were like, maybe they saved this whole CGI budget for the Red Hulk part. Apparently no. When that happens, it looks just as bad as everything else. So
Jesus,
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to ruin your experience. Listen, maybe the low expectations will help.
Listen, I'm going for the movie theater popcorn and the movie theater popcorn alone.
Yes, right? Amen.
That's what I'm going for. So I don't care. Marvel's a lost cause to me. I'm just going to go to a movie.
I am excited for Fantastic Four. Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I have no hopes for any of their movies anymore.
It's truly baffling to me how we went from like the Iron Man movies weren't they weren't The Godfather, but like they were very good movies.
Yeah, they were.
What happened over the course of the Captain America movies were all very good. The whole Infinity Saga was good. I just don't. The Guardians of the Galaxy, I love that film. What happened?
I
really don't get it, man. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy. I think Kevin Feige needs to go. He's clearly not the guy to be leading this at this point.
Yep.
Somebody's got to take the fall for how bad it's been lately.
I agree.
Because to make someone like me and you who are super fans to some extent, maybe not chronically online, comic book accuracy, please. But people that watched every movie in theaters and were very excited about the lore and all that stuff, we're all checked out now. It's crazy.
It was my favorite movie series of all time. During the Infinity Saga, it topped Star Wars for me. It topped Lord of the Rings for me. It topped all of it. Marvel was my favorite, and I can't say that anymore. Unfortunately,
yeah, it's so upsetting.
It's a bummer.
Really sucks.
Yeah,
I do hope you enjoy it. I
do too.
I feel absolutely terrible for Anthony Mackie.
I do too. He doesn't deserve this.
No, he deserves way better.
Yep. and the amount of hatred and bigotry and racism that's about to be thrown at him because of it.
I know.
I'm not looking forward to that.
It might be overshadowed by just the terrible filmmaking. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
That could be a silver lining. Hopefully, he can escape this. I
hope
so.
Pull
Sebastian Stan, who said an incredible. Who would have thought that Sebastian Stan would have the best post-Marvel career of any actor?
Yeah, wild. I mean, he's fantastic.
He's got an Oscar nomination. I'm not necessarily shocked, but it's just what happened with Chris Evans? I still don't understand. He made Knives Out, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's the next big thing. What's gonna go?" Nothing. I just
think a lot of those actors made so much money that they don't really need to work.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? They're set for life. They just don't need it. So I think a lot of those actors just wait for something that they're really passionate about to come along because they don't need to do anything else.
Yeah. And then there's Robert Downey Jr. who did one smart movie, won an Oscar, and then is nah, just go back and be Dr. Doom for another 50 mil.
Good for him. If the offer's on the table, might as well take it.
100%. Terrible casting decision by the producers.
Terrible. So stupid.
Great decision by Robert Downey Jr., obviously.
Yep.
What do you have to lose? Nothing at all. You already won the Oscar. You can't get any more prestigious than that. So who cares? Just go make your 50 million again. Why not?
Yep. I agree. All right, man. Well, we should probably wrap it up here. But
let's wrap it. All right. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Ring the bell. Comment on our TikToks. Go follow us on Instagram. We are at the Daily Record Spin _podcast on both. Is that correct?
Just on Instagram, we are the Daily Record Spin _podcast. On TikTok, we are just at the Daily Record Spin.
Look at that. Nice and easy. Please go ahead and give us a follow. We want to do a mailbag episode. We will keep speaking this until it comes into existence that we have enough mail to do a mailbag. So please
ask us questions, give us critiques, tell us how much you hate everything we're saying, whatever it is. We'll talk about it.
Tell us we need to up our videography game and or editing. Please bear with me. I'm learning video editing. So anyway. All right. Next time we will be back in a couple weeks with the next episode. And thank you for listening to the Daily Record Spin.